No. Devin, it's a bad idea.
I think it's a...
No, it's like that time you invested all that money in a musical version of Apocalypse Now. No.
There was a chance, though.
No.
It was a chance.
No. Okay, can we just start our show then?
Okay, yeah.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
All right, welcome everyone to the Barak Lurie podcast. There was so much. Every week, it's like it's not just that there's a lot of news happening.
Yeah.
It's just that you have no idea what next week's news will be.
It's going to come out of left field every single time.
We'll talk about this later. The Belfast situation where some crazy Sudanese guy tried to behead somebody. I mean, that's not funny.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Right.
And then that leads to Belfast riots, which I'm actually more interested in talking about the riots themselves that followed.
Yeah.
Because I think it's very meaningful. But anyway, it's nonstop. The only thing that kind of is predictable was what we're about to talk about, and that is the attack on Iran after the failed diplomacy.
Right.
And Iran decides to take a shot at a helicopter, and Trump says, okay, we're going to go in.
Yeah.
And now they're attacking as we speak. It's great.
Yeah.
So I'm very proud of America for that. We'll talk a little bit more about that too. But first, our theme.
Yeah.
And this, it dawned on me that the reason why the leftists may have an emotional advantage over conservatives.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Wait for it.
Yeah.
Wait for it. It's the wording.
Oh.
Okay. So therefore, socialism.
Yeah.
Right? Socialism connotes being social, right? It's such a nice word.
It is.
Socialism.
You need to be social in life.
And put an ism into it, and it's about the philosophy of being social.
Yeah.
That's what they think it is.
Right.
And then not so far apart from that is communism, right?
Yeah.
It's about being a community.
Yeah.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
And what are we conservatives for? Capitalism.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So capital. It's
Das
a thing.
Kapital.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So we're bad because we like things. We're materialistic.
Yeah.
And we just want to, we just rape the earth. That's the idea. So I think they have like a 100-yard advantage.
Yeah.
In this, 200-yard race. and they have a lot of other advantages too, because they appeal to laziness.
Right.
Right. This concept that everything has to land with an equal result as opposed to a quality of opportunity.
Right.
Because the quality of opportunity suggests that you have to work hard. And who wants to work hard?
Nobody wants to work
Devin.
hard. Nope.
No. He's not interested in
Easy
working hard.
peasy. Yeah.
That's it. You may say that was not a very relevant comment.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like the time that you said yes. Epstein was a bad man, but lost in all the discussion that you said that he was still a pretty good-looking guy.
Yeah.
Which I mean, seriously, Devin, what was that all about?
Ugly guys can't deal in arms. You got to be good looking to be an arms dealer and money launderer.
You're a silly man.
You got to be good looking.
Silly man.
Yeah.
Anyway, our theme is
really
about exactly that, which is the idea of making things easy for people.
Yeah.
And look, everything, good quality, good persuasion always involves getting to the point.
Right.
And getting to the point in this case, and hopefully I get to the point on this, right?
Yeah. Anyway,
you have to say the most that you can in as few words as possible.
Right.
And that is the challenge for the conservatives, because we have to explain that capitalism is something that allows you to be the best that you can be, and by letting you enjoy the fruits of your own labor, you'll grow as a person, and in turn, you'll be able to hire other people, and that leads to a snowballing effect, and the velocity of money. I mean, it really is. These are economic terms,
right?
Supply and demand, and there's no market failure. I mean, these are phrases that we use a lot that I think are fairly simple. But I'm an economics major.
Yeah.
I went to business school also, and so I understand these things. But people appeal to very simpler things, such as minimum wage, such as rent control, such as government programs, Obamacare. Oh, everything's going to be great again.
Right.
And we have to explain in hard terms why things must fall apart because of it. Now, look, kind of riffing off of that a little bit, because that is the theme. we have that issue.
Yeah.
As conservatives, we are always explaining things in that we have to. It's not. I guess we have the curse of having to think one step further, just one step further.
Yeah.
Okay. If I punch you right now, that might feel good.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone listening to this and watching this wants to punch Devin right now. Anyway,
100%. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But I have to understand that there's an immediate consequence that you'll feel pain, of course, and that I might go to jail.
Right.
But that's only one step further, right? Yeah. But the liberals, generally speaking, will react that I just want the good feeling.
Yeah.
Without the pain of the consequence later on.
Yeah.
And so you see it in everything that they argue. For example, a very good liberal friend of mine, he was decrying and bemoaning how Trump is cutting off all sorts of, drug funding, and isn't this terrible? He must be against science, right? No, the reason why he's cutting off funding for drugs, for certain kinds of drugs, is because there's been a massive amount of fraud associated with it. The grants were failures. He talked about USAID, and this is a very mature man, very intelligent man, and how horrible it was because USAID was helping people. It's in the title itself, USAID.
Yeah. Yeah.
And by pulling money, I guess you're against aid, aren't you?
They're so good about that. How can you be against aid?
Right. So all you have to say is, loving puppies or something, and then you have to explain why it's not about loving puppies.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's a weird dynamic. So I don't know. I think there are some big challenges for us, but it's always been this way.
Yeah.
The good news is that we have many more conservatives on the planet, and certainly in America, because we're actually breeding.
Right.
They're not.
Yeah.
So I like talking about these things because ultimately you have to convince some people, but more importantly, you have to convince yourself.
Right.
Now, I've said this before, I think, in this podcast. Correct me if I'm wrong. And if I haven't, I really want to talk about it. It's this idea about traffic.
Yeah.
Nobody complains about traffic, right?
Yeah.
There are many things that we discuss in society.
Yeah.
We talk about, abortion. We talk about whether people should be incarcerated for anything less than $950 of theft.
Right.
We talk about the border. Should we allow them to become citizens? Because after all, they've been here for 20 years. All sorts of arguments are made in those contexts.
Yeah.
And then we talk about minimum wage, rent control, and all those things. But nobody debates the issue of traffic laws.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, traffic laws. Yeah.
Traffic laws.
Like speed limits.
Yeah.
Why
Red
stop
light.
signs and red lights are silly.
Have I not talked about this before? I just don't remember.
I don't remember. This is a good one. Seatbelts are horrible. Yeah.
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 Okay. But people might say, putting aside, the speed limit needs to be raised here. But it's not like people get into hot debates about this.
Yeah.
I think that we should be able to drive on the left side of the road if we damn well feels like it,
Yeah.
No. Nobody complains about that,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I just don't like stopping at red. I like stopping at green. I'll stop at green. You guys can stop at red if you want, but I'm a free agent. I want to stop at green.
Right.
Okay? No.
Yeah.
Nobody debates traffic laws.
Yeah.
Now you may be saying to yourself, Barak has gone crazy here. What does this have to do with anything?
Yeah.
So what, Barak? You're noticing something that nobody debates. Okay, great.
Oh, I'm locked in. I have so many issues with traffic laws. Yeah. I am locked into this one.
But you're not hearing it on congressional debates about, in the same way you would about abortion, about immigration. These things are not discussed. People accept that you stop at a red light, stop at a stop sign. You have to, obey the laws when it comes to the speed limits. You don't make U-turns where you shouldn't be making U-turns and so on.
Yeah.
Some states have red light, right turn on red. It's not a big issue. Everyone accepts it.
Yeah.
And I want you to answer the question, why?
Me personally or the audience?
No, take a gander at why we don't have a national debate when it comes to traffic. Everyone accepts it, right?
Early childhood indoctrination? Is that what it is? Or?
No, it's much simpler than this. Much simpler.
Yeah.
And it's a fascinating thing. It's something I really want to explore.
Yeah.
So we debate immigration,
Yeah.
debate minimum wage,
Right.
all those things we talked about, enforcing laws, no bail
Yeah.
when it comes to being arrested for something. Why?
Yeah.
Defund the police. We debate that too.
Yeah.
But why traffic laws?
Yeah.
There's a very easy answer to this. And here it is.
Yeah.
Because with traffic laws, if you violate
Yeah.
a traffic law, the consequence is immediate.
Yeah.
Okay? You run that red light, you will likely hurt somebody or get yourself in a very bad pickle.
Yeah.
Okay.
A ticket, your insurance goes up immediately.
Well,
yeah.
that too. No, I'm talking about just, you're right about that.
Yeah.
I'm talking about like immediate consequence. There will be an accident. The reason why we have traffic laws is because we're trying to minimize accidents.
Right.
So you run a red light, you will likely get in a terrible accident.
Yeah.
That's why the red light is there.
Yeah.
Okay? The consequence is immediate.
Yeah.
Now, for everything else I just discussed, abortion, illegal immigration, no bail, minimum wage, and so on like that, the consequence is not immediate.
Yeah.
Okay? It may be obvious, but they won't feel it right away.
Right.
So you open up the border and you see this massive stream of people going through the border. Well, you don't see them immediately
Yeah.
getting welfare,
Right.
kicking your kid out of school, making it difficult for you to even feel like you belong in your own country.
Yeah.
You don't see people losing their jobs. You don't see the crime that manifests within a certain period of time. It's not immediate
Right.
like you would if you ran a red light
Yeah.
or if you sped way beyond the speed limit.
Right.
You will probably kill somebody.
Oh, yeah.
Drunk
Yeah.
driving is another good example, right?
Yeah.
So that is the difference.
Yeah.
And that explains my point about how they can't see the second consequence.
Yeah.
Now, we gave the example, the very noble example of me punching you in the face.
Right.
And everyone's applauding for that possibility. They kind of, I'm getting notes here. Please do so. Stop talking, Barak. Anyway, the idea, and just do it.
Yeah.
The consequence is immediate.
Right.
I punch you, you end up, in pain, terrible pain, and you say to me, you'll see my lawyer.
Yeah.
Whatever.
And if you punch somebody in the face, a lot of times, like, you don't do your fist right, and that actually hurts your fist.
No.
People don't realize that, but it actually does. Mm-hmm. You got to believe.
I don't know if this is really relevant to the topic, but all right.
Yeah, but it's immediate. Yeah,
it's an immediate consequence.
Yeah.
And that's the difference. We have to deal with the immediate consequence sometimes. And we think it's immediate, but there is a time delay.
Yeah.
So the no bail thing, that's not going to turn out well. The fact that you don't even arrest people for less than $1,000 of theft,
even worse. Yeah.
And that the prosecution doesn't prosecute anybody, and they're all pretending that it's okay, and then not taking care of the fires, or rather fire hydrants, and keeping the reservoir filled with water, and then you're so surprised.
Right.
You see, it takes a long time between one thing and the other.
Yeah.
But if it was immediate, if you said, like Karen Bass, I refuse to fill up the reservoir.
Yeah.
I refuse to fill up the fire hydrants, Palisades we're talking about.
Right.
And I don't care if there's going to be a fire. Well, Mr. or Ms. Mayor, you're going to see fires the next day if you don't fill it.
Yeah.
Fine. And then, sure enough, the next day it happens.
Right.
Then people would be able to connect the dots.
Yeah.
But of course, it didn't happen like that. Even if it's only a couple of days, they'll be able to say, I don't know. I can't put the two and two together there.
I don't know the future.
This is the essence of the difference between conservatism and liberalism.
Yeah.
This is it. We see the consequence, and even if it's not immediate, like traffic laws. But the reason why I brought up traffic laws is precisely to show there's no debate about it, because we accept that the consequences are immediate.
Yeah.
We know it. We see it. If you allow people to run red lights, then terrible things will happen.
Right.
Duh, right?
Yeah.
But we're saying as conservatives, if you let people out with no bail, terrible things will happen.
Right.
But it won't be that instantaneous.
Yeah.
So what would be maybe reflective is if, let's say a guy gets released with no bail.
Yeah.
And then he walks out and the first woman he grabs and he just rapes her.
Yeah.
And then kills her.
Right.
Okay. Well, now I see the consequences of no bail, but it never happens like that. He goes off and he mingles into the crowds, and maybe it'll happen a week later, a month later, a year later, but boom, there we are.
Yeah.
And they can't, that is it. That's the essence of the difference.
Yeah.
We see consequences. They don't.
Yeah.
Unless it's immediate, like traffic laws.
Right.
That they accept.
Yeah.
I think it's fascinating.
I think it is too. And I think one of the things I would like is no bail. Okay. The judge is going to have to live right next door, possibly in the house of the intruder, because those consequences would be immediate and they might actually have to see those consequences.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. So let's talk about the strikes. As we just mentioned in the beginning of the show,
Yeah.
We have some attacks going on, and I'm very happy about that.
Yeah.
And Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth
Yeah.
said this just before the attack.
Those strikes that'll happen tonight will be strong. They will be clear. If they happen to happen tomorrow night, they will be strong and they will be clear. And throughout, Iran has an opportunity to make a deal. That's the point. President Trump is a deal maker, the best in the world. He's prepared to make that deal. Iran would be wise to take it. Otherwise, they would have to deal with the types of plans that I just had a chance to see inside Central Command. Ultimately, what we do tonight are going to advance our military interests and also enhance our diplomatic position. Because again, President Trump, he's willing to go back and fight as necessary, but has given Iran an open hand to make this deal. It's right there. They have that chance. They're choosing to play games. They're choosing to tap. If they want to tap, then the president will turn to the War Department. If we need to negotiate with bombs, we'll negotiate with bombs. And we're very good at it.
All right. I love that.
Right.
If he needs us to negotiate with bombs, we'll negotiate with bombs.
Right.
That's a fantastic, very concise way of putting it.
It's a good
We
line.
talked before about being pithy and getting to the point. That's a great way of putting it.
Right.
So, look, I really want to talk about it. By the way, that's from the New York Times.
Yeah.
They actually, they talked about it as if that's a bad thing. Like, I love that.
Dear God, no.
Look how uncouth he is.
Yeah.
He said we'll negotiate with bombs. Lordy, I can't believe it.
Dear Lord, no.
So anyway, wave of retaliatory strikes.
Yeah.
And then Iran now says their participation in the truce talks must be reviewed after these U.S. strikes. Well, I don't know if we'll do that.
Yeah.
Like, dude, and by dude I mean Iran.
Yeah.
You do understand that you don't have any negotiating room. Look, the only reason why I think Trump has actually been playing this game is so that we can build up the defenses and the attacks, and also gain a lot more intelligence associated with what we want to do in the future. And I think we were buying time. They thought that they were buying time. Yeah. And I'm sure they were to some extent, shoring up some of their defenses. I get that. Right. But I think actually the time game actually inured to our benefit at the end of the day.
Yeah. Yeah.
It turns out also that the pretense that Trump and Bibi Netanyahu were somehow at odds with one another was just that. It was a pretense.
Really?
It was all a big game.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I knew that.
Yeah.
And I think I even said that last week. Like, don't assume that when they're arguing with each other that this means that the war is not going well or anything else. This is what they do for public consumption. Right. We also faked things during World War II.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That war involves faking things.
Yeah.
It's about deception. It's a very instrumental part of war.
Right.
The Israelis do it very well.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, they sold all those beepers to the Hezbollah fighters, and they bought it. They got deceived. They literally bought the devices that were going to kill them.
That was the long game. Yeah.
That was fantastic.
Yeah.
The ultimate Trojan horse, I guess. It was a Trojan horse thing.
Oh, definitely.
So the latest reporting suggests that the supposed Trump-Netanyahu split was not the story. This is from Times of Israel. It was the weapon. Israel and the U.S. reportedly let Iran believe Trump was restraining Netanyahu, that diplomacy was still in control, and that an attack was not imminent. According to an Israeli official quoted by the Times of Israel, Trump was an active participant in the ruse, and even an IRGC-linked Iranian outlet reportedly admitted that the Trump-Netanyahu deception game lowered Iran's guard.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in other words, Trump and Netanyahu did not break up.
Yeah.
They performed a breakup,
Right.
and Iran bought the ticket.
Yeah. Yeah.
I loved it. I'm very proud of it. Like, look, the fact is Trump is a brilliant guy. He's a great negotiator. We know that.
Yeah.
And I'm very confident that if there is some sort of arrangement with Iran, it's not going to be anything close to the deal that Obama made with Iran, and certainly not giving them billions of dollars before they would even entertain the right to do it. Why would Trump be? Trump is not stupid, by any stretch. He's just bombed the crap out of Iran, destroyed their air force, destroyed their navy, destroyed most of their army as well, all their ballistic missiles, and somehow we're on the ropes.
Right.
We also destroyed their first tier of leadership, their second tier of leadership. Now we're dealing with a third string.
Yeah.
Right. And we don't even know who's the right party. And we know that we can't trust them. So why would, Trump hold up a piece of paper saying, we have a deal like this? Okay. Well, the only deal will be that if you breach any of these things, we get to bomb the crap out of you right away.
Yeah.
And we'll do it right away. And we're gonna hang around. We're not going home.
Yeah.
We're going to hang around for the next year or so.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's what we did in World War II.
Right. Oh, yeah.
So we hung around.
Yeah.
We denazified Germany, and we de-imperialized Japan.
Yeah.
It was 10 years.
Yeah.
People don't know that.
Right.
So it wasn't just signing the deal on the USS Missouri. It was much more.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they could have just went right back to where they were. That's what happened in Vietnam. We won the war.
Oh, yeah.
But we kind of pulled back and we defunded the protection for the South Vietnamese.
Yeah.
And after 2 years, that was it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I'm very excited about that. The Iranians downed a U.S. helicopter, as I mentioned, and that's what prompted this retaliation. So, and thankfully, the sailors, the helicopter military, they were rescued in an incredible rescue.
Yeah.
So wonderful. They're very fine.
Yeah.
And I loved it.
Yeah.
I just love hearing about that.
Yeah.
And there's nothing that the Iranians can do. Okay. Any other thoughts about Iran or anything else? Because we're going to win this. We already have won this war, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And people just, again, this is the consequence thing. Going back to our theme. They don't see that this might be part of a ruse. They don't even ask themselves that question.
Right.
Could this be part of the game?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, but your liberal friends say, oh, he doesn't have, a plan.
Right.
He doesn't have an end game, for that matter. And again, some of my liberal friends say he doesn't have the huevos.
Right.
The gonads, the testicles.
Yeah.
To go forward.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Why would he go this far and not complete the job? Why would he suddenly chicken out? They love that phrase.
Yeah.
That Trump always chickens out, right?
The taco thing,
But wait a minute.
Yeah.
He's gone this far. He's obliterated Iran.
Right.
But now he would chicken out? Why?
Yeah.
Explain that to me.
Right.
So nothing makes sense there. But the idea that they can't even think that this might be part of a larger game plan.
Yeah, or the most interesting thing is like the locker room talk where it's like, oh, I can, if you're famous, women will let you do things,
Grab
which
them
is which is 100% true. Like years and years
You've
of
experienced this yourself.
Oh yeah,
yes.
100%. Years and years of like having the pink hats and stuff, but like the left really hasn't. The protests seem muted, if not. It's a weird thing. They're like, oh, he's going to suck. Oh, he's going to fail. But then there's no actual mass protests as there were with George W. Bush, with a lot of the other things that it just kind of seems like they even understand that it's the right thing to do, but they still want to criticize him and put him down. If he makes a mistake, they could be that way.
I don't know. They're hedging their bets, but in
Yeah.
the beginning, people seem to be excited, even some of the liberals. But now they say this is a terrible war. He doesn't know what he's doing. Of course, he knows what he's doing.
Right.
What would satisfy you?
Yeah.
I guess that's the question. Should he give a PowerPoint presentation to the United States and say this is exactly what will happen?
Yeah.
On Wednesday the 19th, we'll do this, and on Thursday the 20th, we'll do that.
Yeah.
And this person will surrender at this point, and then we'll take them into custody. And what does it look like?
It would still not be good enough.
No, of course
There
not.
is nothing with Trump
Right.
that will ever be good enough.
But
for them.
after the fact, they don't complain about it. For example, Maduro. We talked about this last week. So while the Maduro kidnapping happened, there was a lot of protesting. This is outrageous. And now everyone's quiet. Like, oh, that was actually a good thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this is going to be the same thing.
Right.
It's longer, of course. There's a lot to be done. But we will get rid of these monsters at some point. I've got confidence about this. And plus, the Israelis are working on this. And the Israelis are attacking Hezbollah. Now, part of what's really interesting is that Iran has been insisting that any resolution, any settlement, whatever you want to call it, deal, also would stop the Israelis from continuing to attack Hezbollah, because Hezbollah is their little brother. They want to take care of that. What? You're proving our point.
Yeah.
You're proving that Hezbollah belongs to you and that you have the puppet strings, that it matters to you. Of course it matters to you because you're funding them. Your main goal, your raison d'etre, is to destroy Israel.
Right.
And to destroy America, ultimately. But obviously it's easier in their minds to destroy Israel. That's the first order of business for them.
Yeah.
So I think I've said this before. It's like asking an elephant to become a mosquito.
Right.
Okay, not going to happen.
Yeah.
Okay, they don't know what to do other than to try to destroy Israel, even if it comes at the expense of their entire nation.
Yeah.
And they're losing $500 million a day.
Yeah.
On the oil revenues.
Right.
So clearly, it matters to them a lot.
Yeah.
And and their main sticking point is they want to have nuclear weapons. And don't you dare tell us not to have nuclear weapons.
Yeah.
Okay, well, when they say we want it only for nuclear energy, like, well, okay, so you're willing to die for it, this nuclear energy that you claim? No, you're willing to die, apparently, for your prospective ability to send nukes to Israel.
Right.
That's what you're doing.
Yeah.
And that's bizarre. It's like Hannibal Lecter.
Yeah.
Right? Hannibal Lecter, obviously a psychopath, a killer. All he knows to do is to kill people and, cannibalize them.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's a fiction story, but the concept is the same. And to expect him to suddenly say, oh, I want to get into investment banking. I want to be, I want to have a nice white picket fence with, 3 children. No, that's not who he is.
Yeah.
His raison d'etre is to kill people and to eat them.
Right.
All right. That's why the elephant and the mosquito is a good example, but it's more Hannibal Lecter.
Yeah.
The country is a psychopathic country.
Right.
At least the leadership of it is. And that's what if we understand that, then things will fall into place.
Right. And we understand they don't care about the environment. They have more oil than most countries in the world. And
there's no logic to it.
It's not energy that matters. It's
No.
Yeah.
They just have they have no concern about that.
Yeah.
Look, I mean, we would say the same thing about the Nazis, right?
Yeah.
We would never expect to somehow live with the Nazis and work out a peace deal with them where they agree to stop at a certain point and not go any further with their expansionism, and we have a détente, so to speak, like we had with the Soviet Union, which was not a good idea either.
Right.
And they can kill 10,000 people a day.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
But no more than 350,000 a year.
And 1,000 miles a day, but not
right.
any. Yeah.
Exactly. Right?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
It doesn't work that way. It's a psychopathic regime.
Yeah.
And you cannot negotiate with psychopaths.
No.
I've said this many times before. They're never in the history of the world. Never, let me repeat, never has diplomacy with a dictatorship worked.
It can't.
It cannot.
Because they only care about what they care about. They don't care about their people. And consequently, the people closest to us, how would they care about people farther away, like other countries and other ideas? Right. Yeah.
Well, and it goes back to our theme about consequences.
Right.
So it may feel good to get a piece of paper, right? That's the punch.
Yeah.
And they hold it up. I have a deal.
Yeah.
Right? Peace in our time.
Right.
With Chamberlain, right? Neville Chamberlain.
Yeah.
And that felt good.
Right.
But then almost right away, Nixon invaded Czechoslovakia.
Yeah.
Not Nixon. Did I say Nixon?
You did. That Nixon did everything
I really
wrong.
don't like Nixon. Hitler invaded
Yeah.
Czechoslovakia, and then, of course, Poland later on.
Yeah.
So it's very bizarre to think that somehow this regime is any different than the Nazis.
Right.
This regime, I guess, contrary to the Nazis weren't trying to blow up France and take it off the map. The Nazis were bad people. They were trying to kill all the Jews. Obviously, a horrific enterprise. But this country wants to go one step further. They want to kill an entire country. They want to wipe it off the mountain. That was, of course, involved killing many other people, more than just Jews.
Oh, yeah.
Weird.
It won't stop. Yeah.
It just won't stop. So, and I think Trump knows that.
Oh, yeah.
So I think what he's doing is that he wants to play the game that he tried everything he could.
Yeah.
But now we have to destroy them.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
All right. SPLC hearings, Southern Poverty Law Center. Have you seen any of this?
No, they're actually having hearings now that you can see.
Yeah.
Like a trial and stuff. It's like,
now
Devin, the funding of the KKK that
you're supposed to be my producer, and you're so out of this. I can't. All right. So take a listen to some of the commentary, the back and forth between the congressman and these heads of the Southern Poverty Law Center. Check it out.
Mr. Fair, during the Biden-Harris administration, the SPLC included many mainstream conservative groups in their hate map, including Alliance Defending Freedom, Charlie Kirk's Turning Point USA, and Family Research Council. To your knowledge, did the SPLC include Antifa, which is an actual domestic terrorist organization in its hate group?
Congressman Gooden, just for the record, the SPLC does not have a domestic terrorist list. I'm not sure what Dr. King was referring to, what list she's referring to. As I understand, she's on none of our list. We have a list that identifies groups based on the statements that they and their leaders make.
Is Antifa on your hate map?
Again, as I said earlier, Congressman Gooden, it's my understanding that the FBI has said.
So they're not.
Antifa.
Let me ask you this. Has SPLC labeled the radical left group Jane's Revenge as a hate group? This group has publicly taken responsibility for vandalizing and destroying pregnancy resource centers and Catholic churches since May 2022. Have you all designated that on your hate map?
Congressman Gooden, if you've looked at our hate map, you know the criteria we set for designating groups. One designation is when a group expresses, vilifies, demonizes individuals based on immutable characteristics. The second is a group that expresses anti-government conspiracy theories.
So destroying pregnancy resource centers and Catholic churches would not qualify as hate under your definition. You guys are okay with that. But God forbid Turning Point holds a rally. That's considered hate, but destroying a Catholic church or a pregnancy resource is not. Just to be clear, help me understand.
No, Congressman Gooden, the SPLC establishes its own criteria, and any other group can create its own list.
So they do have a hate map then. Like he was denying the hate map the whole time. It's like, we don't have a hate map. It's like, oh, okay.
What you talking about? So here's our hate map.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very
This
funny.
is what's on our hate
point.
map.
That's a really good point. What's interesting about this is that he when he's asking him, what are your criteria?
Yeah.
And he's basically saying, well, it's criteria that we set up ourselves. So basically it's arbitrary.
Yeah.
So if it's conservative, then it's hate.
Yeah.
If it's a liberal oriented group, then it won't be hate.
Yeah.
That's our criteria.
Yeah.
Why don't you just admit it?
And if you're actually, so Watergate, was that a hate thing? Because you actually had a conspiracy that was anti-government.
Yes.
What was Bob Woodward? Should he have been on it? Or that other guy who was...
Bob Woodward.
Yeah.
And Bernstein, right?
Bernstein, yeah.
Yeah. Look, the fact is that, I mean, and then they get into the whole fact that they put in almost $4 million to support the KKK, the Nazi Party, the Aryan Nation. And apparently somebody in the SPLC was dating part of the Aryan Nation or the KKK. They're all the same to me.
Yeah.
But it's really funny.
Yeah.
And that they couldn't disclose. So it's interesting. Look, the reason why they did it, because they have to justify their own experience. That's the problem.
Yeah.
When you have an organization that's dedicated to wiping out, let's say, wiping out polio.
Yeah.
Okay. Polio now is effectively wiped out.
Yeah.
There's a couple of cases time and time again, but you don't see, commercials for wiping out polio. There's
Right.
no, what do you call it? Public service announcements.
Yeah.
PSAs. Because, and if there was such an organization, they would say, okay, well, I think we've done our job here, and let's wrap it up.
Yeah. Let's give the money back to somebody else and help it out.
We're done. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's hard for a group to do that.
Yeah.
Really hard. And that's just the polio thing.
Yeah.
But you're seeing it like the metro here
Yeah.
in Los Angeles, right? It's how long has that construction been going on? Just in Westwood alone.
Forever.
Forever,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It feels like it's 20 years.
Yeah.
Like, how long do you take for a metro? And it turns out there's no end game in sight.
No.
Talk about an end game, right?
Right.
They expect the end game for Trump with Iran.
Right.
And that should be done, within 3 days. But when it comes to the subway, there's no end game.
No.
Nobody's asking, when is this going to be done, for
Yeah.
crying out loud? I've had grandchildren since you started this thing.
Right. Yeah.
I don't have grandchildren myself, but you get the idea.
You might actually until it's finished.
Right.
Yeah.
Good point.
Like, you
It
don't
may
know.
very
Yeah.
well be.
Yeah.
Yes, because I don't think it doesn't look like it's any further advanced than when I first saw it start.
No.
Anyway, the reason why is that when it's just public funding, the incentive is just to kind of keep on drilling and moving things from one place to the other. You're not really task oriented.
No.
And that's the same thing here with the SPLC. The SPLC was designed, even if you could say that they were noble somehow when they first started, I think it was 50 years ago,
Yeah.
to root out hate in this country. And maybe there was plenty of hate to go around. But I mean, things have really changed. I don't even think that there was that much hate, not 50 years, maybe because 60 years ago, up through the 60s, there was still the KKK. I get that. But of course, Jim Crow and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't think that it warranted this sort of organization. And eventually it realized, hey, there's just not that much hate out there.
Yeah.
In other words, the demand for racism today is much greater than the actual supply.
Yeah. 100%.
So they have to concoct the supply. It's a little bit like subsidies, right? The government, the government pays subsidies to the farmers to not grow something.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So in this case, SPLC is basically subsidizing the KKK. Please foment hatred. We'll help you.
Yeah.
Charles Manson, during the late 60s, right? His vision, as psychotic as he was, he wanted to kill the Tate family and then the LaBianca family.
Yeah.
And he wanted to blame black people.
Yeah.
And he wanted a race war to start.
Right.
So as he said, I want to show Blackie how to do it. His words, not mine.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to show Blackie how to do it. So he wanted to blame the blacks for his murderers.
Yeah.
So he had to foment that sort of hatred. It wasn't there.
Yeah.
But that's what he did.
And this is the greatest point ever with Charles Manson, because Charles Manson never killed anybody. He encouraged others to do it.
Well, yes.
Just like the SPLC.
Good
They
point.
never killed anybody. And what happened to Charles Manson? He had to do the life in prison. So
Yeah.
it's kind of,
But you were sad. You held a candlelight vigil when he died, which I thought was
we
weird.
all did. SPLC has paid
I
me a
did not.
lot,
I just
so
want to
I
say for
had
the
to.
record.
It was
You're a strange duck, Devin Goodman. Strange duck. Speaking about strange duck, Graham Plattner.
yeah,
The name just rolls off the tongue.
yeah,
So he took the nomination for the Democrat Party, just grabbed it.
yeah.
And I don't know why that was a surprise. I mean, he had a victory speech, and as if somehow it was a question. Janet Mills, what was her name? The woman who was the contender.
Yeah.
bowed out of the primary. So she was still on the ballot, but nevertheless she bowed out, and so Graham Plattner won. This guy's a crazy man.
Yeah.
And every day seems to suggest something even crazier. And then it turns out that he's frequented this site that apparently invites children to meet up with adults. It's a pedophilia site.
Yeah.
And people don't have a problem with this.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And that's not, it makes the sexting that he does, being disloyal to his wife in the process, of course.
Yeah.
It makes it look so tame.
Yeah.
And frankly, it makes the Nazi tattoo that he sports to be very tame.
Yeah.
And then his claim that he doesn't even know what the Nazi that what it meant. Oh, I had no idea. Okay, nobody believes it.
Yeah.
The guy's obviously a nut.
Yeah.
But somehow, this guy makes George Santos, remember him, that Republican?
Yeah.
Look like a Boy Scout.
Yeah.
Like it was nothing.
Yeah.
George Santos is just pretending to be a lot of different people. He committed all sorts of fraudulent statements. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's a good thing, but if you can boot him out of the Congress for his statements, then what are you going to do when Plattner becomes a senator? If, God forbid, he becomes a senator,
Yeah.
are you going to immediately get him out of the Senate?
Yeah.
You should.
Yeah.
I mean, he's much worse than anything that George Santos said or did.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, and this guy appears to be a pedophile.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't know if he actually engaged in anything like that, but just being on the website looking for that, it's weird.
It's really, really bad.
I mean, in my opinion, that smacks of being a pedophile.
I think that should be a hate map itself, where
That's true.
You kind of find those people. And
we're gonna find out more. So we have another 5 months or so before the November election. And during those 5 months, we're going to hear a lot of interesting stories regarding one Graham Plattner.
Yeah.
So it won't be boring.
Right.
These next few months, just for him alone.
Yeah.
There's so many other things too. All right. You've heard about this Belfast situation where this Sudanese migrant apparently grabbed somebody on the street and stabbed him in the eye. He's blind now, that guy. And the guy tried to behead this guy.
Yeah.
And it's on film. These are things I don't want to watch. And thankfully, eventually, two bystanders came by and kind of stopped them.
Yeah.
And the guy's arrested and everything else. That's great. But the guy has been maimed in a horrific way. And again, we spoke before about consequences.
Yeah.
And, Europe has these immigration policies on steroids.
Oh, it's the worst thing ever.
It's insane.
Yeah.
And it leads to massive crime and then massive rapes.
Yeah.
In one case, apparently a pedophilia ring among Pakistani men.
Yeah.
In England. And now Belfast is on fire.
Yeah.
There are riots everywhere. Nationalist militants clad in black have been patrolling street by street and Molotoving buildings known to house migrants who are on the public dime there in those housings. The tipping point was that this Muslim immigrant attempted to behead a man in the middle of the street in broad daylight. Yes. I can't say that I'm shocked, even slightly. I and many others have predicted this outcome.
Yeah.
What's more shocking to me that it took this long.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's good to Molotov cocktail anybody.
No.
Right? Or to take anybody else on the street. But the rage, I understand the rage. I don't like the way they're manifesting the rage. But this is a country, and this is Northern Ireland, so it's part of the UK, that seems to, turning a blind eye to the horrific stuff that's going on. And if you bring it up, you'll be arrested.
Yeah.
That's what happened to Tommy Robinson. So this is a bad thing. And for some reason, I guess the policy of pro-immigration is so strong in England that they won't tolerate any dissent against it. They have to pretend it's not happening.
Yeah.
So what do you expect to happen? They can't redress their situation. They can't express their anger any other way. If they do, they might get arrested.
Yeah.
If they just write an article, you would think, okay, well, I'll write an article expressing my dismay.
Yeah.
You'll get arrested for that.
Oh, yeah.
There's no First Amendment in the same way that we have in America. They claim to have free speech, but they don't have free speech.
Right.
Not if you can't protest this sort of thing.
Right.
So that's what explains Belfast. What else are they going to do?
Yeah.
Now, before you say that's outrageous, Barak, okay, if you're a lefty, you're saying that, then what about what happened with the BLM riots. You
Yeah.
you were all aboard about that.
Oh yeah.
You thought that was jiggy.
Yeah.
When the LA riots happened in 1991 or 92, I
Right.
forget. That was okay because they were manifesting their anger. They couldn't get satisfaction through the courts, and there's no justice anymore, and it's about time, and we're outraged.
Yeah.
And so, and then you had to have Pete Wilson, and the mayor. I forget who the mayor was at the time.
Was it Bradley or was it?
It might have been Reardon. I don't
Okay,
know.
yeah.
But anyway, saying we understand the frustration.
Yeah.
George Bush,
Yeah.
H.W. Bush was president at the time.
Right.
We understand the frustration. I can't imitate him very well, but
Yeah.
he said, but we can't manifest it this way, something like that.
Right.
So all this understanding, like or the Baltimore riots.
Yeah.
When the mayor there at the time said, we have to give them room to destroy.
Yeah.
I'm quoting verbatim for what she said.
Yeah.
That's okay. All that stuff is okay. But now when white people are doing it in Belfast, apparently, and super angry at Muslim immigrants to this, just watch what's going to happen. They're going to say, this is Islamophobia. We're terrified. We need redress. We need reparations.
Yeah.
And then everyone's going to have to be on lockdown for some reason.
Right.
It's weird.
Yeah.
And I don't, look, I do understand. I do know why England is bringing in so many not illegal, just migrants
Yeah.
from countries that hate Western civilization, particularly England.
Yeah.
They bring them in, and then they're surprised that there's this horrific violence and rape. And the reason why is that they have no choice because they've adopted something called socialism,
Yeah.
which is a nice word, as we discussed before, because
Yeah.
it's social. And socialism requires a huge, heavy base of people to support
Right.
your socialism. And people don't have kids under socialism because
Yeah.
the government supposedly will take care of you,
Yeah.
just like Obamacare takes care of us so well.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I'm frustrated, Devin Goodman. Frustrated.
Yeah.
and more frustrated than just by your mere presence, which is always a frustrating thing.
Very frustrating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You heard about John Bolton. I don't want to talk too much
Yeah.
about that, but he apparently has pled guilty to wrongly retaining classified documents.
Yeah.
He's going to be paying a $2.5 million fine.
Only a fine.
Only
Only a fine.
instead of
Okay.
prison time. Well, it's
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah.
But, $2.5 million, that's more than a slap on the wrist.
Yeah.
Okay? But that's like pocket change for you and me, man.
Oh, yeah.
It's like,
Or it's probably pocket change when he made that sweet selling secrets to the enemy money.
The funny thing about John Bolton, I always had this impression that he's, a straight arrow.
Yeah.
He tells it like it is, and he's an honest engine, and, he wouldn't do anything wrong by the country, and he just tells it like it is. And it turns out he's just a corrupt bastard.
Yeah.
And my guess is he somehow thought he could advantage himself somehow by having these classified documents. And people don't take these things home unless they feel like somehow they're going to use it.
Yeah.
Like, why would you take anything home?
Yeah.
It's a burden to take things home.
Yeah.
I'll take this home.
Right.
Because I like it.
Yeah.
Right. It's like you take the boss's checkbook
Right.
home because I just feel like taking it home. And the reason why is you want to write checks on it without
Right.
the boss knowing.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah.
But this is just, this is one of those consequence things again,
Yeah.
where there was so much time that had passed
Yeah.
that no one connects the dots.
Yeah.
John Bolton is a bad man,
Yeah.
and he apparently was trying to play himself to be the victim. He was against Trump, and now we're beginning to understand what's going on.
Yeah.
But it took so long between that point A and today's point B.
Yeah.
All right, Scott Pelly, CBS.
Oh, really? Just
Yes.
the best journalist, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
This is he was a very important journalist.
Yeah.
And he'll tell you that.
Yes,
He'll be the first to admit it.
Yeah, I am really important.
So,
yeah.
Scott Pelly told the New York Times the interview after he was fired last week from CBS the following: "There was a thumb on the scale for the president's version of events." Yes, of course. The longtime 60 Minutes correspondent spoke about Bari Weiss, Bari, the new news chief for CBS, and the acrimonious last days before he was let go. So he's making it seem like there was he was cut out because he was such a straight arrow. Okay?
Right.
So when he says that, like, there's no sour grapes there at all. No, he's not disgruntled.
No, not at all.
No. He's just calling it like it is
Yeah.
because he's objective, you see.
Yeah.
And there was never any bias against Trump during his tenure whatsoever.
Nope. No.
And then he starts crying. Did you see this?
Yeah, I did.
Let's play the clip.
Before we start, how you got here.
Well, if we want to talk about it at an emotional level, the best thing that I can imagine in terms of describing it is that it's like your spouse was murdered. There's some moments of the day I feel fine. There are some moments of the day that I just frankly fall apart when I least expect it. Not that there's any particular trigger.
So
That is amazing.
I'm hearing this, and it's like, my man, man up.
Yeah.
Like, he says he feels like his wife has been murdered.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's the analogy you're going to make? Like, we're all supposed to be sympathetic to you.
Right.
As if no one else in America has ever gotten fired or laid off.
Right.
Right? Ever lost his job. I got laid off once. I got fired. One laid off, one fire.
Yeah.
Happens.
It happens to anybody.
I didn't expect the world to cry for me. And he goes
Right.
on to be interviewed by the New York Times to talk about this great injustice that has happened. Dude, there's a whole area of law called labor law.
Yeah.
Where people get fired all the time. And sometimes they succeed in suing their former employer.
Yeah.
And sometimes they don't.
Yeah.
But this is like Hiroshima. It's
Yeah.
a one-time event in history.
Yeah.
It's never happened before and never will happen again. And he is such a victim.
Yeah. Roseanne Barr had a hit TV show. She did one tweet, which was actually funny and correct. And it was like,
Yes.
she lost the hit TV show. She lost her entire job, everything like that.
Great example.
She didn't lose a spouse. She
This
was
has
able
been-
to take it.
This has been the Devin Goodman Show. That's very good. It's a great
Yeah.
point. And anyway, I don't know who said this, but Scott Pelly's podcast Tears made my Schadenfreude cup runneth over. That's from PGA Media. There you
That's
go.
funny.
I love
Yeah.
it. I think that's exactly the way to talk about it. Like,
Yeah.
really? Yeah. And then this analogy that you feel like your wife was murdered.
Yeah.
Dude, people lose their jobs.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's a tough day, especially if you don't see it coming.
Yeah.
But you know what? You got to grow a pair.
Yeah.
And I don't care how long you've been with them. You don't have a right to be there. And maybe if you didn't want to get fired, maybe you shouldn't have gone into that board meeting and start yelling at the new CEO, saying that she's killing CBS and saying all sorts of other nasty things
Right.
about her.
Yeah.
What do you think will happen to you?
Yeah.
You thought you were going to keep your job after that?
Yeah.
I mean, it makes you think like maybe you were gunning to be fired so that you could complain about it.
Yeah.
But I think that you really lost your bearings altogether. You thought that you had tenure
Yeah.
like a university professor. You don't.
Yeah.
And now he's out in the street and he's wondering, what happened to me? Everyone feels sorry for me. What a
Yeah.
schmuck.
Yeah.
This is very much the entitlement attitude that many liberals have.
Yeah.
And it's like, Social Security. Don't take away my Social Security. Don't take away my Obamacare now.
Yeah.
Don't take away my welfare checks. Don't take away my food stamps. And it's like, it doesn't matter how corrupt the program may be, you are taking away from poor little children.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter that they're committing fraud right and left.
All right.
Speaking of that, this is from the Telegraph in jolly old England.
Jolly old England.
Yes.
Yeah.
A secret Whitehall report has found that more than $28 billion in foreign aid and COVID-19 loans was handed to terrorists,
Oh, man.
hostile states, and gangsters. The Telegraph can now exclusively reveal. Rosina Sabour, national security editor, exposes the misappropriation of taxpayer funds from 2015 to 2021, including millions sent to the Islamic State, ISIS,
Yeah.
and Russia. Those responsible remain unpunished, and the dossier was buried to spare official embarrassment until now. Now, Devin,
Yeah.
let me turn to you on this question. Is this discovery a good thingy dingy or a bad thingy dingy? I need to kind of,
that they discovered it, awesome. That they did it, there should be so many people in prison. Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
And look, so England apparently is having this massive exposure of fraud.
Yeah.
Like we have here across the pond.
Yeah.
Right? In Minnesota and California, and God knows how many other states. We know that it's many more.
Yeah.
Where there is an ability to abuse the system and get away with it, people will take advantage of it.
Yeah.
And that's so basic, and they don't seem to understand that. So here, we're dealing with human nature.
Yeah.
And I found it really more amazing. This point is a good one. In this day and age of, the iPhone, smartphone, computers, and artificial intelligence, a technology that has the ability to track money.
Yeah.
This is not hard.
Yeah.
We still have people getting away with this crap.
Yeah.
Where are the checks and balances? It should be so easy.
Yeah.
You have a government program. You ask AI to say, hey, how can we best monitor and ensure that nobody's ripping us off?
Yeah.
Can you please help us?
Yeah.
And AI would tell you. And even before AI, it's not that hard. You have a couple of, what do you call it, safeguards
Yeah.
in these applications and figure out whether this person's social security number actually matches it up, and there you go.
Yeah.
But instead, they have all these fake numbers, and they were just giving out money.
Yeah.
Here in America, and apparently also in jolly old England.
Yeah.
All right, Trump walks off. Meet the press.
Yeah.
Okay. Now this is an amazing video. You got to see this one because it shows you what kind of president we're dealing with, and at the same time, it shows you the nature of the mainstream media.
Yeah.
All right, check it out.
You have more evidence. There's more evidence than ever presented.
Let's talk
your
about
elections in this country. We're like a third world country. Your elections are crooked, and you're crooked, and Meet the Press is crooked, and so is ABC and CBS and CNN.
But Mr. President,
you're one-sided crooked networks. All right, let's call it quits because I've had enough. Thank you, darling. Have a good time.
Mr. President, let's please. I traveled all the way to Wisconsin.
I've sat in the rain with you.
I know.
I've sat in the rain with you
to
for an hour,
Wisconsin.
on and off in the rain, and I've given you enough time. You ought to straighten out your press because you know what?
Mr.
A
President,
country can never be great with a dishonest press.
We traveled all the way to Wisconsin for this interview.
Okay, so this is an interview with Kristen Welker.
Yeah.
And she's, not known for her conservative bona fides.
No.
And was basically attacking him and lying throughout the interview. And he said, I'm fed up.
Yeah.
And good for him.
Yeah.
Really good for him. And I like the fact that he's pointing it out. He knows that this is going to be spread far and wide.
Yeah.
It exposes her and the liberal media, generally speaking, for being crooked. And he gets to say, you guys are crooked. Everything you've done in the election is crooked in the past. He's right.
You're right.
There's tremendous amount of crookedness. I don't know whether it was enough in 2020. I suspect that maybe there was a big problem with it. I think that they had enough votes somehow to get Biden across the finish line.
Yeah.
But it's hard to prove, but that they know that it's hard to prove.
Yeah.
Show me the votes that were wrongly,
what is he
tabulated.
out of his pocket going to bring out votes that were counted double or not?
Like here it is. It's estimated. Estimated. You say which ones specifically?
Yeah.
They can always play that game.
Oh yeah.
And that's the danger of it. That's why voter ID is so important. That's why mail-in ballots are not banning them rather is so important because they know.
Yeah.
They do know that. Everyone can vote in person.
Yeah.
And we have these wide periods of time to do so. So voting periods, it doesn't have to be on election day, but you can do early voting. Fine.
Yeah.
Go then. And then if you truly are disabled, then you can ask for a ballot and then you get confirmed and there you go.
Yeah.
But, it's kind of like saying everyone should get, what do you call it, a handicap placard.
You're right.
Like with a handicap placard, at the very least, you have to prove you have this disability.
Yeah.
And yet there's still a massive amount of fraud.
Oh, yeah.
And so when people say, oh, nobody would commit fraud when it comes to voting.
Yeah.
I think, well, wait a minute. There's massive fraud going on in Obamacare, in the COVID, whatever you call it, the funding.
Yeah.
And then the child care centers and the nursing homes that we're hearing about. They're massive amounts of fraud.
Yeah.
But somehow voting is sacrosanct. Nobody will be able to crack that code.
Yeah.
No.
No. Yeah.
Nobody's working on that.
Yeah. No reason to have voter ID.
No,
none at all.
No, never mind. And that only involves massive amounts of power. So
Right.
nobody would want that power that badly to cheat.
Yeah.
Such garbage. It's so naive.
Yeah.
That's the thing about it. Anyway, this Kristen Welker, in my hats off to her to try. She flew all the way to what was it, Wisconsin? She said
Wisconsin, yeah.
And therefore that's good enough to say. So you can abuse me because I flew all the way to Wisconsin.
Yeah.
From where? From Ohio? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't care. She's obviously flew somewhere from America. I would fly, from one end of the country to the other to interview Trump.
Oh my God, yeah.
But I wouldn't abuse it.
Yeah.
Like I would want to get his side of the case. And you could say, others say X. What do you say?
Right.
Okay. And what do you think about this war in Iran? Okay, you can do it in a way. You can get most of what you want if you just ask politely. But no, she wants to be the tough girl, right?
Yeah, I think that's the point. I don't think she wants to listen to him talk. I think she just wants to have that moment where she's screaming at him and, ooh, now I'm cool.
Yeah.
They invited me to a nicer dinner party.
In the end, it's just so cute when the mainstream media thinks that they're still relevant, right?
Yeah.
It's touching.
Yeah.
I got to tell you.
Completely.
All right. The murder of Metcalf, this young kid, and it's such a tragedy. Anthony is the murderer, and he was convicted recently. And I called it. On Newsmax, I was on 4 times yesterday.
Nice.
To talk about it before the conviction and before the sentencing, for that matter, too,
right.
which came almost within hours of each other.
Yeah.
And I said he's going to be convicted of murder.
Yeah.
And he's going to have a sentence somewhere between 20 and 40 years.
Nice. You got it.
And I got it right down.
Right in the middle.
And so he's got a 35-year sentence, convicted of first-degree murder.
Yeah.
And so it should be. Now, putting aside the actual murder itself, because this is a terrible thing, these things happen. But let's face it, the reason why we're even talking about it is because it was a black kid killing a white kid.
Yeah.
If it was a black kid killing another black kid,
they wouldn't.
It would be crickets. If it was a white kid killing another white kid, it'd be crickets. In fact, if it was an Asian kid killing a white kid, or an Asian kid, any combination other than black kid killing a white kid, or a white kid killing a black kid,
that would be worse. Yeah,
that would be probably worse. Any other combination, you would hear nothing about it.
Yeah.
It would just be another senseless act of violence.
Yeah,
and that would be correct. But this they had to racialize.
Yeah,
that's the bottom line. So Babylon B writes, "Nation shocked as jury rules you cannot stab someone in the heart for no reason at all." But as usual, the race baiters out there couldn't wait. They protested outside the courthouse, and they wanted to make it very clear that they were opposed to convicting Anthony. God. Yes, they were.
Yeah. Because
somehow he had a right to stab somebody. Is that the right?
Yeah.
And it must have been self-defense, as if they were in the courtroom.
Right.
Anyway, check it out.
The prosecution says the case has nothing to do with race. But the trial now sparking backlash. The pool of 12 jurors and 6 alternates is made up of 5 women of color and 13 white men and women. There are no black jurors. Some say it raises concerns for fairness.
We are tired, and we're saying enough is enough. Not one black.
The trial expected to run 2 weeks.
This is very fascinating because, look, I'm not surprised they were trying to argue that not one black was there. First of all, there was a multicolored jury. It wasn't like you get this impression in your head. It's 12 angry men.
Right.
No, it's there was a couple of white guys. There was Asian guys, some Mexican guys. Yes, there was no black guy.
Yeah.
But that is a peremptory challenge.
Yeah.
You're allowed to do that as the prosecution. Either side is allowed to do it.
Right.
They're allowed, the other side, to challenge a white guy.
Yeah.
If they don't like him.
Yeah.
So you can literally kick off somebody because you feel that he won't be fair.
Right.
It's not the color of his skin. It's their perception that he won't be fair.
Yeah.
And a lot of these people who were kicked off of the jury actually said, I would vote to acquit him.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kind of proving the point.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's the way our system works. And both, it's not as if the prosecution is in control of the jury selection. The defense also has control of it. It's an even Steven sort of game.
Right.
But it doesn't matter. The facts were overwhelming
Yeah.
in this thing. So it's tragic. They were looking for a racial lens to this, a racial angle, and it's despicable.
Yeah.
The only message you're sending to young black men in particular is, if I hurt somebody, if I beat somebody, if I rape somebody, if I kill somebody, I might get a pass.
Right.
Especially if it's against a white person.
Yeah.
And I can always argue that any prosecution of me is somehow racist.
Yeah.
Even though it'll all be videoed and everything else.
Yeah.
They'll question the motivation. Very weird.
Yeah.
Okay. Jill Biden. We were speaking about the Babylon Bee before. Remember that last week we spoke about Jill Biden and how she thought that Joey was having a stroke during that infamous debate at this point.
And he probably was, yeah.
So he might very well have, yeah. Babylon Bee wrote, Jill Biden explains she thought Joe had a stroke during the debate, which is why she left him up there to die.
Yeah.
Hysterical.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe she would have been happy about that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, I think that the country is heading in a good direction. I'm very excited about our continuing attack against Iran, as it should be. The country is going in the right direction.
Yeah.
When it comes to at least the Republicans, and I think our people are beginning to see with Graham and Plattner and otherwise, and these racialized, cases, and what's happening in England and the almost beheading of that guy, they're beginning to get fed up.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying everyone should go out there and throw Molotov cocktails, like I said, but they should understand the anger. There is anger out there.
Yeah.
You think they're just kind of hiding, behind their bedrooms and hoping that these migrants don't come charging in. At some point, you're going to create a civil war.
Yeah.
And God help us all for about that. But thankfully in America, we do have redress. We are able to talk. We are able to protest. And people avail themselves of that quite a bit.
Yeah.
But what's happening now is that people are beginning to see the nonsense of the Democrat Party, and that is a good thing. I have confidence that things will be better in the November midterms than most people are saying right now. I know it's 5 months from now, but I have good cause to believe that.
I really hope so.
All right, folks. In the meantime, want to also remind everyone to like this podcast, please, to share the podcast, to comment on it, and better yet, to subscribe. Yeah. That would be great. We love you all, and thanks for all your commentary, your questions. We do get them. We do read them. In the meantime, Barak Lurie signing off saying, God bless, be strong, and we'll talk with you next week.